It's role playing time, gang, which is my favorite thing to do in the world. So this is Karandrin role playing, as you well know. I'm Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Cracked Palantir. I'm your host and game master, and joining us today is our good buddy Max, playing the intrepid hero Brise. Say hi to the nice folks.
I thought you were going to say the illustrious Max, but I guess that's fine.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. If you have been with us before, or welcome if you're here for the first time. You're in for a treat.
And so we were exploring a mine last time. And this is on a bluff of a mountain overlooking a valley in the goblin nation of Nargaz. The mine was sort of an unexpected find by Brise. She was just interested in the battlefield, had not heard that there was a mine associated with it. And she entered the mine. We know the mine is cursed. Brise has a tome that allowed her to detect the curse there. Thus far, Brise's strength of spirit has resisted succumbing to the curse, which is a general detriment to your health. We also have to remember, because Brise has a new familiar, an little animal servant, and we keep forgetting about her. Even the game master does. But little Laula is the little local songbird that Brise has recruited, and we keep forgetting about her, and that's terrible game mastering, and if I might say, terrible playing on your part, Max. Just awful.
Well, to be fair, if it was like a hawk, it might be easier to, harder to neglect, or maybe, I don't know, a Bengal tiger, but songbird is. I leave those all around all the time and forget where I put them.
I'm going to give you a 1 foot long flying Bengal tiger as your next familiar. I don't have any problem doing that. That's fine.
Bengal on this map anywhere, but assuming it's some undiscovered land I'll come across eventually.
Many areas are unlabeled. So welcome back, everybody. We're going to kind of jump right into it. I actually neglected to do one thing myself, so I should grab that right now. Oh Lord, there we go. Where we were last is you were staring up at a very unusual tree somehow growing in the mine. It's made of this soft, sort of very yielding material that we've seen in the rocks at varying densities. Sometimes mere specks of it through the rocks, sometimes denser streaks. And just exploring this mine, which is now open to a natural cavern, you've discovered a sapling that has grown out of this material. I shouldn't say out of. It is of this material and is here, going in one direction in the natural cavern. Then the cavern opens up to a height of well over 100 feet. And there you found a full, all it can be said is a full tree of the thing, 50 or 60 feet high, except that the crown continues and then diminishes again to branches that narrow, and then its trunk proceeds to the roof where it is anchored.
Crazy shit going on here, Kevin.
That's right. Unusual. And to warn any newcomers, Karandrin, because I treat it as a world and not a game, it does mean that there may be no answers here. That the world is not set up such that players just find answers, or that um, the fact that you are presented a mystery means that there's going to be an answer to that mystery, or it may be many months down the road, and you stumble across some answers. The world is larger than any one story. Um, so you are in the chamber. There are workbenches around. Apparently, the
Scaffolding,
goblins
scaffolding too.
scaffolding
Yeah,
up on
going
the
up.
walls, and certainly the one part one clearly there's a pattern of scaffolding equals torches. They
Right.
clearly anchored torches in. Roll for me.
Uh, 100. First roll.
Fantastic. That's good. It's a reasoning roll, which we all know that Brise has struggled with over the years.
Wow. Struggle with no
Goblins,
longer.
goblins don't need torches, you realize.
Oh.
Goblins can see in absolute dark, which suggests, and not overly surprisingly, that there had to be non night visioned individuals working here as well.
Right.
Um, and most of these nations, of course, especially on the border regions, as you are presently, they're going to have mixed populations anyway. And we know that the battlefield is around 60 years old. We know that the goblins showed up in our area of the world that we're playing in well over 300 years ago, and they came by force. Um, so there's been plenty of time for migration of populations. Um, um, the question is that does occur to you is, does that mean that would they bother putting up all these torches for a handful of miners,
Right.
right? Of menial laborers, possibly. Or are they really there because, no, more higher ups, people more important to whatever they were doing here, lacked any form of night vision?
Interesting. Yeah.
Um, so that is a realization that occurs to you. There are workbenches, like we said, near the trunk of the tree. There are tools on there. You've not yet approached those. You had discovered last session also that there were strange um, mining carts
Yeah, that's right. Taps like
that had rounded interiors. They were all one piece and sealed. And on the external part of the cart, the front, that is to say, on the opposite side of the pushing handle, there was a tap for draining the cart, for emptying the cart of the liquid contents. So several mysteries going on. You've not swung around to the opposite side of the.
Speaking of swinging around, the first thing I want to make sure of is that this giant tree, it can't reach me, can it? Like it's you said described it as bending towards me.
The crown, that central crown area, that is where the leaves are. The top of a tree, we would say, but here, weirdly, it's the middle of two trees growing from the ceiling and from the floor. It shifted slightly towards you. Can it reach you? Obviously, not knowing the full capabilities of this thing, you don't know.
And I'm how far away from it right now? Like 100 feet, maybe.
Let me see. Yeah, I would say that's about right.
Yeah, it just would have come into view in the torchlight. So
Yeah, and it is itself well over 100 feet
yeah.
tall. Oh no, the our chat is telling us that we're getting reverb. Usually the reverb resolves on its own,
Yeah.
and is not anything that we can do, and it usually doesn't show up on the recording. which is very strange. We don't know really what the deal is with the reverb.
If it happens
But
a few times, I can always turn my sensitivity down, or maybe I'll push my mic a little closer to me. We'll see.
See, I don't hear it though.
I did hear something earlier, but like you said, you usually don't hear it. So I don't know if it's just my end or
No,
whatever.
I think it's something in between us and our viewers, something we have no control over.
Something has come between us.
I know, right? It's um, and as always, we have to give credit to the art you'll see beside us there of Brice's image, and that's by the amazing Elliot Dunovitz, fantasy artist and artist generally of all strikes. You like Max's sensitivity. Well, thank you, Obi-Wan Karen. And we always appreciate your loyalty and the fact that you mock people. That's terrific. I'm going to post our typical little post in the chat for people, and that way you can look at Brice's character sheet, her personality, her equipment, and her notes, as well as a link to our artist and
Updated in real time, so you can watch as I'm typing notes
that's right.
and adding insults to Kevin.
Secretly, because I don't often look at them while we're playing. I usually go through and add comments well above where he is, so that he's not seeing.
Oh, I'm scrolling up now, you bastard.
Get you.
Untainted, my document.
I would never do that. I'm an old book editor. I never mess with other people's documents. That's just a nightmare waiting to. I mean, seriously, it's like a code of conduct. It's one of my few codes of conduct. That and alcoholism. So. All right, sir.
I'm interested in looking at these workbenches that are right in front of me.
Well, they're right in front of you in the sense that they're right against the tree.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, then I will continue walking towards the tree unless it moves or something else happens.
Keeping an eye on the tree, are we? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. Keeping an eye on the tree.
Carefully you move. Roll for me.
63.
There appear to be in the distance sort of strands of rope that have largely disintegrated. That are just kind of, blowing in whatever faint breezes there might be in here, cracks that allow air in and that sort of thing. So, not, I mean, it's all likely to be part of, the works here, of course. You approach the tools are covered in dust, which you sort of blow off gently, and roll for me.
72.
They're all fairly familiar items to you. They're basically woodworking tools. They've been very neatly laid out on a leather cloth that is now cracked with age. Saws, hand drills. Quinn has cast magic missile at the gazebo.
There's a gazebo?
At the gazebo, and I think he means the gazelle, because that's also not present.
And everything that's not in this scene, he casts magic missile.
That's right. He is that powerful of a wizard. He really is. But yeah. So there's a Um, their tools, like I said, at the other end of the table, there are multiple containers. There's a series of small wooden boxes that are hinged and open and empty.
Hmm.
There is a vial stand with a series of vials in them. They are also empty. Um, there's a there's a an actual bench, a seating bench beyond the table for whomever's comfort, set fairly low. It feels like goblins would use it.
Hmm.
The other workbench that's beside it um, has various flasks, stoppered flasks with liquids in them. There's a
Oh,
residue. Spoiler alert: Brise killed Dumbledore. I knew it.
damn it.
I would say killed him in bed, except that, Rowling revealed that Dumbledore was gay. So,
Well, yeah,
um,
he was so shocked when he saw me.
not, not that it was relevant to tell us he was gay, since it never featured in the story. I don't know why. I mean, you could make him a transgendered Martian. It doesn't really matter. It had no bearing on the story. Why
It's
bring it
for
up
the
now? But
world
all right,
building.
I guess so. That's you know. Um, so um, there's there are liquids of varying colors. Um, you count 13 different flasks, beakers, and jars with different fluids in them. They're all sealed. Um, sort of picking them up and just moving them very gently. Some do resemble potions that you know, but none of them should have any residue in them.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Potions tend to be translucent or transparent of varying colors and viscosities. Um, but you don't know of any that have fluid in them. Sorry, and residue in them.
I, interesting. How big are they? How many could I just pocket? Three of them.
I don't know. I mean, do you have a way of safely carrying them in a rocky environment? Is my question. I mean, unknown.
So they are. I forgot. They're like flasks. So they're are they like triangular or are they like a vial? Um, 'Cause
Um,
if they're a vial, I can put them in my potions kind of holder.
right, that would protect them. There are two vials that'll fit in there perfectly.
Okay.
You can, of course, unstopper them and take a whiff.
Oh, true. Yeah, I'll do that with the two vials.
Okay.
Start with that, yeah.
One clear fluid you recognize immediately as um, being paint thinner.
Okay.
Obviously that very distinct smell.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and the other one is, I mean, a scent so delicious you're tempted to drink it. I mean, it's just a beautiful scent, um, but nothing you recognize. It is it's a light green fluid. When you unstopper it, the residue at the bottom collects. I mean, it clearly moves and collects and forms a lump of the material in the walls and presumably that which the trees are made of.
Oh.
and it begins working its way up, like a fish, toward the top of the fluid.
Oh, let me close that.
You close it, it disintegrates and floats back down to the bottom.
Oh, that is weird.
Jack is alleging that Stephen King and Dumbledore had naked orgies together, and I
I
just
don't know
think
what the
that
heck he's alleging. He's like throwing conspiracy theories up the wazoo. I don't know.
that's right.
Yeah,
Continuation of the big lie. Um,
the big lie. I'm curious if other bottles with the residue will show the same behavior. I'll uncork another one.
so one of the smaller flasks. Um, you pop open. The residue there does not move. Um, the smell is not familiar. And you're grateful because that is the worst smelling shit you've ever found. It is just awful.
Ugh.
There is an element of it that does remind you of a component, like a component of an odor of one of the potions you've taken.
Yeah.
So you assume there must be an ingredient similar between the two. Um,
Oh, if I have time, I'll try one of the some of the other ones too. Just kind of see if any of them seem familiar, just to get an idea of what they might be or what they could have served. If you want to just roll through all those, or however you want to do it. You said there were like 13 of them, right?
yeah, and you've done.
Hopefully, none are chloroform. Knock me out.
That's it. Yeah, you've already been asleep for like a day and a half in one set of ruins. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, generally, your impression is you don't know most of these. There are some that you're like, that has a component to some perfumes I'm smelled. Um, some they have components where you're like, that must be something. At least there's some lantern oil in that one. You can smell it. One begins smoking lightly. The bottle doesn't get warm, but it begins smoking lightly. None produce that sort of strange recomposition and reanimation effect that you saw from
weird
one of that initial one. So yeah, so that's your. I mean, clearly this is well beyond you.
Yeah, well, it sounds like I need to seek out some kind of expert on, I don't even know, maybe woodworking or something. If one of them smelled like paint thinner, it could be that a lot of them are used for similar applications. So I'll keep that in mind.
Sure.
So the light green one, I can definitely just slip into my potions pouch.
Yes.
The other ones, I guess, like you're saying, they're just kind of flasks. So I don't want to risk jostling it around. So
yeah, I
think
would certainly wait to be on your way out before taking them.
Sure. Yeah. Do you think it would be possible to like pour them into a vial? I mean, I'd probably spill some, right? That'd be a little dangerous.
Samples, yeah. I mean, if you've got empty vials, but how clean are those vials?
True. Yeah. Contaminated. Okay. Well, I'll just write down I got the light green one for now.
Yeah. It weighs 64 metric tons. Just jot that down.
Fantastic. Good thing my carrying capacity is 90 pounds. Gosh. So I'll keep browsing around the other tables. Anything else going to stand out?
The others are further away, closer to the torch work. Um, as you entered this cavern, would be closer to the scaffolding and therefore the wall on the
Right.
left side. Um, um, there are books there, also loose leaf paper. There's a whole crate of ink under one of the tables. Um, with sort of a sheath, or maybe I should say a quiver of quills, writing quill, but it's a hard quiver to protect them from crushing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, your thought here is this was obviously some form of research about what this is. Now, goblins being interested in such is another question altogether.
Mm.
A voice. Is it loose paper or loose parchment? Quinn asks. Well, the answer would be parchment. Parchment. No correct answers. The board goes back. It's an old Letterman reference that he used to do, based on some old talk show, which I don't know what he was talking. A game show, I should say. He would say, "No correct answers. The board goes back." A voice from high up in the cavern, speaking in a very odd form of goblin, says, "Quite curious, aren't they?"
I look up from where the voice is coming from and see if I can spot.
If you're looking up from where it's coming from, that means you are the source of the voice. If you want to look to where it's coming from, I understand, but it's fine. No, whatever you want to
Wait,
say.
what? Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
the darkness is fairly unyielding from that direction. It's toward the crown of the upper tree. There are old ropes hanging from there, or parts of them. Pretty, pretty. You're no undead. Good, good, good.
I call out, show yourself, whomever you are.
Wondering, I suppose, what they were up to here with the great dark tree.
You could say that and respond. What do you know about it?
Little enough. They were all shambling bones when I got here. before the mine caught us. Do you feel it too? Do you feel the mine creeping into your bones?
If you mean the curse of this place, I have my own protections against it.
I love how you just reveal your abilities to an unknown
I
foe.
just, as soon as I said that, I'm like, yeah, I don't know why I said that.
By God, here's my character sheet.
Brutally honest.
Strong, then. You must be very strong.
See, now I know I'm strong. I do that on purpose.
Scaring her. That's what you're just going to scare him. Tell us what you know.
Well, why don't you prove that you're not a threat to me first? I don't even know. Where are you? I can't see you. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Damn it. Well, I guess it knows it can't. I don't know.
Well, look. You caught yourself in time. If you want to reword. I can't see in the dark. There you go.
I already told it to show itself. So
my armor is weak here, and also like in this area.
And my feelings are easily hurt, so don't insult me. I'll say, show yourself first, and we can continue talking.
You're goblin. You speak it well, though somewhat funny in some of your words. Quinn, don't admit such things on stream. That's not... Oh, you were talking about... My bad. That's... Where do you come from? All I've seen are rats and goats, and the occasional shambler who makes their way into the mine.
Does his voice sound curious, like genuine, or I don't know? I guess it's hard to tell.
It genuinely puts a chill in your spine.
Mm-hmm.
Sinister is how you would describe it.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe I'll ignore it until it decides to, because it's obviously ignoring my request to show itself. So I don't know how it would. Obviously, it doesn't want to like kill me outright, whatever it is. So
yeah, I mean, it clearly has an intellect of some sort.
Right. Well, I'll keep.
Maybe it has musical interests.
Boo 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 boo. Okay. Skibbity bop. Skibbity bop. I'll keep talking with it, but I'm going to continue looking around, like approaching the other table, like looking through the books, looking at the papers.
And I assume you're going to just turn. I mean, you're not going to, because your back is, was to it, right? Because to turn to these other tables against the far wall, your back is to the tree and therefore to it.
Well, why don't I just pick up a book from the table and try to turn back towards the tree?
Sure. You can just put your back to the scaffolding.
Yeah, exactly.
And that will always be facing, yeah.
Try to keep my eyes on the tree whilst looking at this. And I'll just carry on the conversation from, where was I from again? a town in Nargos. That's how I know Goblin.
Such a sneaky folk, the goblins. Every now and then one of those make it in here too, and not the shamblers, no, no. Full of life, these were. But you're the first human to make it here. Probably more than a decade. The voice is distinctly now lower on the tree.
Mm.
It's in the lower part of the lower crown.
And there's still nothing I can see up there.
No.
I
mean, there is the question. I mean, if you want to improve visibility, you better look at your abilities to improve visibility.
Well, no. Light didn't do anything to this darkness. Maybe this is a different darkness.
I mean, not from outside. You've not tried a source of light from inside.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if that's worth a try, then I'll give it a try.
There's no way to tell if it's worth a try. It simply occurs to you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say that's worth a try. So as I hear its voice lowering, I'm going to create some light. I guess on my spear would be good, and I can hold it up. Would that be high enough? Do I think light is how high or big of a radius?
50-foot radius, as I recall.
Yeah, 50-foot radius. So if I were to put it on my spear point and hold out my spear, I should be able to should eventually come into view if it continues lowering.
Chat, for our chat group, let me remind you, don't help the player. You're not playing.
Well, I appreciate it, but also Lala is outside. I didn't want to take it into this cursed place. So Kevin says, "Don't help me," but I say, "Help me." So do what you want with that information.
And I'll just ban them from. I'll just ban Obi-Wan right now.
Kevin, you realize if we blow up to like 100 people watching this, like everyone's going to be like trying to help
here
me.
It is. Block. Oh, put user in timeout on YouTube. Got it there.
Oh no, the timeout corner.
I can reply specifically to her. There we go.
Shh. Okay, I'll cast light on my spear point. No, that's not a euphemism.
Quinn, I would never ban you. All right, rolled cast.
Come on, Kevin. That's a 6. There we go. Fumble the light spell again. It's like I think the third time I fumbled light. First level, most basic spell.
And
I have like my hand near my spear point too. Jesus.
Man, that's so great. Well, 5 damage. You burn your hand.
I was about to subtract 5 gold. What am I doing?
5 gold of damage.
Ouch. Is there any other indicator, like any noise or flash or anything?
There is a flash of light that did illuminate like a distance. You know what I mean? So you're like, yeah. Whoa. But it also costs you 5 power points.
Ugh.
And 5 exhaustion.
Oh. You know, likey. Okay. Did I see anything in that flash then?
No, you were sort of focused on the spear so that it would
Right.
land on the spear. I mean, you kind of brought it to you, and you were sort of focused very much on the foreground, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right.
But you are now very hopeful that it'll work.
Well, yeah, I'll definitely just try it again, like right after that.
All right.
85. Much better.
No problem. Um, it is active. You have much better illumination.
Okay, interesting.
And roll for me.
77.
There is no question that was about a 6-foot long spider leg retreating in the dark.
Damn.
It is if it is if it simply pulled that leg back and is still where you guess it to be, then it's still in the lower crown, on the lower side of the lower tree, right on the lower crown, and it's on sort of the bottom of that crown, um, and it's sort of gray green flecked. It has spines that no doubt would be hairs on a smaller animal. Um, and holy shit, those aren't old ropes. Those are tattered webs.
Oh.
There are no webs really near you. They seem to be just here and there on the walls, although your light only reaches about halfway up to the wall,
I think we don't have enough details about the spider. Can you give me a little more info?
One thing is it loves scat.
Good, I know its weakness. I'm thinking, like, look, if Sam and Frodo could defeat Shelob, then I'm sure I can take on a spider.
Child of Ungoliant.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, man. I read this Silmarillion a long time ago. Quinn's asking me to teleport away and never come back again. I'm starting to think Quinn doesn't like spiders.
Now you know his weakness.
Exactly.
Weakness. His candle likeness.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to assume anything. This is a different world, but how are giant spiders regarded in this world? As probably pretty nasty. Are there any good giant spiders? Any stories?
Only one. The rest, I'm serious. Racking your brain, you're like, there is only one good story in the tales about one, and it was admittedly really large. But your vibe on this thing is bad news.
Right. Now in as a spider too. It's like trying to lure me.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like so full of life. Yeah, okay. Talking about the goblins. Well, I think it's time It's an interesting thing. Fighting this thing would be terrible in the darkness. Now, I mean, I have it on light on my spear, but
I think it's time to. I mean, I know this has to occur to you, which is you've got to light the whole place up.
Yeah.
You've got to cast on some of the walls and just light this whole thing up where it's got no advantage in that regard.
Well, I will do that right now on the floor. Right now, just put my hand down and light up immediately I guess that doesn't matter. I've got the spear, right? So that one Something
Yeah,
good.
as long as it's with you, you're fine. But I'm saying like I pick spots on the wall so that it lights the higher reaches.
Oh, right, because light, I can like point, and it does on. I don't have to touch the point. Yeah,
It needs to be an inanimate object,
right,
or a non-magical object,
right,
not in someone's possession. If it's in someone's possession, then their own magical resistance comes into play.
right,
Um, if you had a companion and they were willing, you could touch anything on them and make that object emit light, but only
right,
if they were willing. Same thing, like as you've seen with teleports, you can't teleport someone unwillingly.
right. But my question also is, you mentioned touching things, but also has 100-foot
Oh,
range, which
forgive
means
me.
I could just
Yeah,
point at a spot I can see and do. Yeah, so I will do that right now. Like, uh, I mean, yeah, if I could just cast it, where I think the spider went, the kind of the direction it in, point in that vicinity and
well,
summon
if you
light
can,
there.
yeah, if you put it on the walls behind it, for instance,
Yeah,
and say about halfway up, and that way, that 50-foot radius will reach to almost the very height of the chamber, or so you
yeah,
believe.
yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
All right, roll to cast, and roll to aim.
84 to cast.
Boom, roll to aim.
50 to aim.
No problem. A little lower than you wanted. Um, there is a hiss from the tree. Um, and there, hanging in some webs, um, you see skeletons of animals. Um, you're like, oh, that's something four-legged wrapped up there. That's another four-legged one. That's a two-legged one. Um, it's well above some of the scaffolding. Um, and now probably actually roll for me.
20.
There's a whisper. Roll for me.
93.
And roll again for me.
78.
Lovely to have two nice rolls right now. A wave of sleepiness hits you just out of nowhere. And you take a step back and prop yourself on the table and you shake it off and you're like, it knows magic. It just tried to put me to sleep.
Magic spider. Hmm. Can I see it now? Is it in full view or no? Is it hiding?
No, because the crown of the tree is still blocking you.
Right.
And of course, it's going to play, in all likelihood, it's going to play Ring Around the Tree with you forever.
Right. I'm trying to get a good gauge on if I should
Quinn has some advice for you. I can't tell you it's dramatically different than any advice he's ever
time to
had.
go. Yeah, do I just try to run out of here? I guess so. I'm really curious about this place, but this threat seems this thing is like in its natural habitat.
It didn't sound like it's in its natural habitat. It sounded
Well,
like the curse. It feels as though the curse
true.
has now caught him here.
Good point.
Quinn is out. Quinn is done for the night.
Oh no, sorry, Quinn. Damn. Looking at my spells real quick. I wonder if there's.
Oh Lord. Let's try it again.
Because if I fall asleep, then that's it. I'm done. So, if Karen has some advice, well, I think I'm gonna leave here. This seems too dangerous to be alone. If I had a companion or someone else, then that might be able to help me. But I'm gonna not risk that. So I'm gonna start backing away. Trotting backwards.
Well, are there any spells you have that can combat being overcome?
Well, maybe, but what else would it know besides sleep? Is what I'm concerned about.
Sure. I just want you to take a look before you make a.
Okay. Um, do I?
Apparently, for all of you who didn't want me to ban people, I now can't post. So I can't post in the chat. So I have been banned
That's what you get.
by the gods.
Yeah, I don't think I have any spells for general resistance against sleep. Do I have any potions or anything? Yeah, for magical influence, which is funny. I have faith's obstacles, but that's all like physical barriers, which is interesting.
Right.
Let me check my
How
potions.
great would it be if you could, if you had some sort of web spell and use it against him? Quinn does have a better spell, though, he's recommending for you, which is summon two-handed rolled up newspaper.
A giant newspaper. So I've got potions of sleep. That'll be helpful. No, yeah, I don't really have anything to combat this. Unless I can like restrain it or something. But like I said, I don't want to risk falling asleep and then it just basically being able to prey on my body. So I'm going to back away.
So you're going to sort of sidestep toward the exit, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Put some distance between me and it.
It emerges at a run to cut you off from the exit.
Oh, okay.
It's about 4 foot high as it stands. The highest part of it are its knees, basically. Largely gray with green flecks, bright green eyes. The fangs are a particular treat to look at. It has spines for hairs, as we discussed. It is, let's have you roll just a basic, how are you reacting to something this unusual?
94.
You are terrified.
Oh my gosh.
If you had rolled open-ended, wow, that would be, you would probably go berserk.
Oh, okay. I thought that was for how calm I was, but it was the opposite.
It was the opposite.
Woo!
We had a character, our old buddy Tahid. I've rolled for you most of the time when it comes to fear kind of stuff, and so you've done well against a lot of the undead things. You've just not, they're frightening. You are definitely afraid, but not so much that you're,
Shaking.
not so much that I have to take over your character. Basically, Tahid came across his first zombie, rolled a double aught, rolled another open ended. He rolled something like a 260. He was with my brother Andrew playing. He turned heel and ran something like 300 yards. And Andrew was just, well, all right, thanks, buddy, and faced it alone. And it was a bit of a fight, but Andrew took it out. All right, so roll to control your fear, because I'm going to have to penalize you.
92.
You are the master and mistress of your own emotions today. So
That's right.
It is. It is in its horrible whisper. It is muttering a spell, and you find the entrance now blocked with an earthen wall.
Oh.
You know from your own experience, those earthen walls are something like 3 feet thick.
Oh.
It'll take you several minutes to dig through there. Um, Luckily, you have your spear with light still going. Roll initiative.
All right. 94. Man, a lot of 90-year-olds.
All right, you guys are. What do you want to do?
Quinn, I'm still there because it's blocked the exit. I think this would be a great time for my flail. I don't know if my shield's going to be that useful against something this big with like magic. So I would drop the shield in the and well, how could I do the spear? Can I like actually disarm, like put that back on my back and take off my flail? How how much would you allow me to do? Or could I just drop the spear and then take out my flail?
Yeah. And are
Okay,
you
so I
looking
do
to?
that.
All right, so are you looking to take it out and attack? Are you
Yeah.
looking to take it out and just be ready for an attack? Of course.
Oh, take it out and attack. Yeah, I want to this thing, whatever
So
this
you're going to
magic this
charge this
thing.
guy. Yeah,
Exactly.
he's
Yeah.
okay.
Now it's
Um,
how far away? Because so I'm going to drop the spear. It's going to be give me a
well,
little
you're
bit
actually
of light.
headed in to your second area of light.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so I cast it enough near the entrance.
Yeah, because you cast it you cast it past the entrance and to the far wall. You've
Gotcha.
now moved toward there, and so the light. So you're of course, the spear is on the ground, so you've got 50 foot around you, but you're also on
Right.
the edge of another 50 foot.
Right. Right.
Uh, it is the tables and that sort of thing that have now fallen into somewhat a dimness, but they still have a natural light from the green burning torches.
Right. Right. Well, perfect. Then yeah, I'll drop the spear and the shield and start running at it with my flail and make an attack at him.
What does it? What am I thinking? So it jumps
Of
at
course
your
it does.
former location. You guys had simultaneous initiative. You guys rolled exactly equal, so you began your actions, and now you both have to roll to change your actions with new information. So
Okay.
roll for me.
47.
All right. So he's in the air. I don't know what he's going to be able to do that's really going to be helpful. What do you? I mean, I guess you're going to try to swing in the air. I guess.
Right. If I can smack it out of the air.
Right. So you have changed weapons. You're going like a freight train at him. What's the bonus on your flail?
Oh, good point. My flail has a bonus of +5 substance.
All right. Crazy talk.
Got my spear.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Good old flail. The thing about a flail is that it hits like a freaking freight train.
It's like a flail.
It hits like a flail train.
Ha! Train of flails. Sounds like a medieval torture device.
It does. Sorry, I want to find his attack chart, which is. We're not going to do what Tolkien did mistakenly, which was have spiders sting instead of bite, which is really funny.
I remember
Because
that. It's funny.
yeah, it would try to sting them. Alrighty, roll your attack.
59.
Definitely a strike. Roll. Hang on just a minute. But you're going to be rolling a little critical against him.
A little critical.
Oh, excuse me.
Wee critical.
Roll it.
42.
You strike something. You're not sure what. Something hits your arm. You're not sure what. Next round. You both whirl around. What do you want to do?
Do the same thing. Just go straight for him.
You're going to charge at him again.
Yeah.
That was a jump, by the way, of about 30 feet that it was able to clear.
Jesus.
So roll for initiative.
61.
Okay. It jerks a web. Good Lord. And you are yanked off your feet by your arm. And that's when you realize
Oh my gosh.
he barely caught you with his web as he was flying over. That was his changed action. And he barely tagged you on the arm. But then he rolled to pull you, and he rolled enormously high.
Damn.
Yeah, if you can roll open-ended, and I wish I were kidding about that, then you will be able to attack him as you're sailing to him.
Oof.
But so roll to see if you have enough wits to place your attack.
7. What's my bonus? Plus 95? Yeah, I think that's enough.
Well, no, that's not the attack roll. That's to see if you have enough sense to attack, or can pull your wits together to try to do it.
Right.
This
just caught me off guard.
You literally strike, sort of his cage of legs and bounce off. Roll to hang on to your flail.
13.
Flail goes flying. You're not sure where.
Flying flail.
Well, okay. Roll for initiative. Actually, let's decide what you're going to do. Then let's roll for initiative.
Am I on the ground or am I like standing
You
up?
are on the ground right in front of him. You're a little out of it. And he is dripping on you.
Oh my gosh. What crazy spell? What if I just did a light spell right here in its face? That seems like the best thing to do, to just startle it, because I don't have any weapons on me. How far is my spear? It's somewhere.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Let's
Quinn,
do
what is that second symbol? I can't see what that symbol is.
It's a spider web. It's a spider, a cobweb, and a dinner plate. Quinn's reduced to emojis. Isn't that terrible?
Man, Quinn is going through the dictionary, through the encyclopedia there.
I'm gonna cast light right in, I guess, like on my belt, and I'll have light, and it'll hopefully.
Why don't you emit it from your hand and put it in his face?
Yeah, okay, that's even better. Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. I didn't get the spider emoji. Interesting. I just got the web and the dinner plate. So you are a downed foe, a little confused. Jesus Christ. No shield. This is in every way bad. Yeah, this is not cool. This is going to be a crazy, crazy day because I don't see
The day that
how.
Brise lost an arm
That's
and
right.
a leg. Yeah, this thing's gonna
All
tear
right.
into me, isn't it?
Well, that was an off the charts roll for its attack.
Oh man. Okay.
25 damage.
Oh jeez. Ow.
And a critical.
Ow.
You try to roll out of its way. You don't even have time to raise your hand before it's down and on you. But you roll, it catches you in the side. You feel the fangs just sink
Oh,
through your armor. You have to parry next round, though you can still attack if you choose. But your parry will be at -20. You take additional 3 hits. So 26 hit points total.
Jesus. Brings me down to 96 out of 160.
The poison is definitely immediately in you.
Oh
You can
man.
feel it. Next, so you have to basically change your action now because you can't get your hand up. So roll to change your action, and then we'll see how good of a roll you get and what actions are left to you.
97.
Roll again and add it.
Oh, 83.
Terror and adrenaline are amazing things. They flood your body, and you're like, not today. I will give you an action without penalty.
Sounds like a teleport is pretty good right about now. I don't think there's anything else I could try light. I've got what weapons?
You can channel. You can do channel right.
Channeling. Damn, that's a perfect. I completely forgot about that. I have so many tricks up my sleeve. Let me also really quickly see my potions too. Make sure I'm not sleep too much. Huh, okay. Channeling sounds like a really good idea. Just to shoot it right in the face. The great channeling shot.
All right. How many power points?
Let us see how many I have. I'm going to do 12 PowerPoints.
I'm not sure. You think you would just settle for 12?
Well, I only have 27. Sure, okay. I might as well put in. Yeah, I mean, if you're right, I would probably just want to take this thing out, knowing how.
I mean, you're trapped. I mean, yes, you can teleport, yes, but you're going to leave your spear behind. It's still going to be here.
Right.
It's going to end your investigation. I guess it depends on how curious you are about this place.
I mean, you're right. In character, I would like channel a lot more into this. I'm a metagaming thing about how many PowerPoints I'm going to have left over. So I'm going to put in 20 into this. And,
okay. All right. Roll it up.
This might be a drum roll. We get some drum roll.
Yeah, we definitely need some drum roll, people. I mean, like drum away. I would sit here till eternity. I would sit here till the end of the stream until you got a drum roll.
Oh
man, no one loves you.
Quinn's abandoned me. Karen's abandoned me.
Obi-Wan sends you one.
One drum roll. You know, one
I
is
should
all.
block her for that.
18. Oh man.
Wow. 18.
18.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is just give you a critical against him with no hit point damage. I don't see that you could miss. So let's just roll a nice. Let's just roll a nice low critical. I'm going to give you an A critical against him. Roll it up.
Thank you. A 1.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. This spider has powers beyond this game.
Wow. Son of a whore.
Well, I'm teleporting next round. I poured everything I had into that, and I just missed, essentially.
So, next round. And this is your last shot here, buddy. Roll your initiative.
44.
You begin murmuring your teleport spell, but not before webs paralyze your hands, and you are wrapped up, and you feel yourself being carried. Roll.
36.
You feel nauseous. You're definitely being carried. You are swung over. Roll again.
89.
You definitely hit what is rock. And you're... See how you're hung. You're hung basically almost straight up and down, like just not upside down. Just a slight lean. And a round passes. And a round passes. And you're like, God bless my terrific health. That venom is not incapacitating me.
Oh my gosh. Brise the High Woman.
We did wait for your single drummer.
Yeah, you sent one drum roll, and then I rolled and got an 18, so or 14.
Man, then a 1 for the critical. I just can't believe that.
It's nuts.
Erase your 20 exhaustion. Don't forget that.
I'm at 48 out of 100. So.
So yeah. So you're suspended. You are trapped by the stuff. But you've not really, you've just sort of been waiting for, you've just been waiting for it to let you go, right? And giving it a few moments. Every now and then you could hear it muttering to itself happily. Every now and then a word of goblin sneaks into what it says, but it is not a language you know. And you try moving a hand. The stuff is strong, but you are able to get your dominant hand moving a little bit. Your first thought, of course, is, where is my dagger?
Right.
So
I guess the idea would be to use the dagger to try to cut enough space that I can then do a teleport. Use my hands.
I don't know what your plans are, but obviously, whatever your plans are, is you've got to get free for anything to be useful.
Right. That is my plan. Is so to do it. teleport to get out of here, I'm gonna leave my stuff behind. I mean, that's valuable, but I don't think I can try to get and retrieve it now. I don't even know where I am. Hung from a tree
Well,
or something.
yeah, you're probably. Well, weirdly, you saw nothing hung on the tree.
Well,
Um,
I thought you said I saw like skeletons and bones in.
no, they're hung on the walls, higher
Oh,
up.
okay.
The scaffolding is built on the walls and then
Mm,
out toward the tree. All of the prey you saw was hung high and against the wall. So your fear is, you can't cut anything that's suspending you.
yeah. Okay.
Uh, um, but you need. Where is your dagger on your belt? What o'clock?
Oh, really, Kevin?
Yeah.
Can we just say it's the most convenient o'clock? Let me check if I actually
Well,
have
see,
to
there's
respond to.
convenient for a sneak attack, which would be at your back, and there's
Definitely
convenient
not
for
there.
and there's convenient for woodwork, which is
Well,
anywhere.
as a someone who's left-handed, and most likely I would want to defend myself, I'd probably just have it towards the front right side, right, so I could just pull it out like that.
All
So
right, so
that's what I'm saying.
roll to see if you can move it that far.
29.
No.
Okay.
Where? Let's see. So you know that you have it moving enough where it will give you some penalty to cast a spell, but the bigger thing is that you cannot say the words of the spell.
Oh, I didn't realize that it's that close around my mouth. Oh, okay.
Your hand is down by your side. It would be, you can touch part of your belt around like your 2:30, 3 o'clock. Well, see, are you left-handed? You're
Yeah.
left-handed, right?
Yeah.
So it would be around 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock. That's what you can touch in the span of your hand.
Right.
Which of your pouches would be there? So go
So
ahead and write that your dagger is at about 2 o'clock. Your belt buckle is at mid.
Kevin, this is some very advanced role playing. I will, but this is very okay. Let me hold on.
Well, and it's for
No
situations
other
like
game. I
I just
understand.
do
I
o'clocks.
understand. I understand. Equip that belt at about 3 o'clock. Three. And I have another dagger as well. Those would be in the same place. Nope, that was not on me. Okay.
At one point, you had a dagger hidden at your boot. Do you remember that? Not that it helps because you've got you have to bend your whole torso for that.
Yeah, that would have been when I was around town. But as soon as I geared
Right.
up for adventuring, that I guess it would be good to keep one there. I only have one dagger on me, so I'll keep that in mind. So the next thing you're going to say is which pouch I have there. So that would be my smaller pouch that I wouldn't readily pull stuff from. And what is in that pouch? Let me check. That would be small belt pouch, has a couple potions in it, maps, receipts, spectacles of sophistication.
Well, great. Now you can read the writing on the wall, which
Exactly.
says you're in trouble.
Yeah. Ink and quills, Trinidas leaf marker, and a journal. So nothing that useful.
Well, then that leaves you continuing to try to work the webs free.
Or could I do a channeling, or does that also require verbal component?
Channeling, no, that's true. You could do a channeling to see what effect it has on the
Yeah.
thing, but let's see if you can tell. Let's see what facing you are against the rock. What is up against the rock?
Okay.
Your back is up against the rock. So you would want to cast it sort of down and behind you to cut things free. I mean, I guess you could try to blast it up. You've never shot a channeling at you. It's hard to know if it will do damage to you.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
little light reading because you're dinner. Not before dinner, but because you're dinner.
The spider invited me to dinner. I'm just really, is there anything else on me that I would, I'm just looking real quick. Yeah, spell scroll, I would need to retrieve and read the scroll, so that's no good.
Right.
Oh, wait a sec. Is that, or is that in my other pouch?
Now, blast across your front could go across the, would go across your belt and presumably give you enough reach to reach your dagger, assuming the blast doesn't damage you and your goods.
Right. Well, I think that's the only thing I have right here. I'm looking at, like, I have some knives, some silver knives, but they're in like my sacks,
Yeah.
which are back at me across. Yeah, so I guess we'll try the. Oh, how do I use the Allertog crystals again? Because I have one at a necklace around my neck.
Now that is bold. Just hop to a different land entirely.
So all the viewers, the Allertog crystal is a crystal which reportedly teleports me to the Unmath, this vast underground realm. Once I'm there, I don't know if I know I could get back, but I've never been there before, so I have no idea what kind of nonsense would await me there.
Right.
But now you do need to see. Let me search.
I believe it's an act of will that you touch it, and it's an act of will.
Pretty quick. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a note on that, so we'll say that is how it works.
So leave yourself a note there by the necklace. Just do a parenthetical act of will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a situation. This is not cool.
So the options are using the Allertag crystal. That's some possibility, or trying to cut myself.
Using the channeling.
Yeah, using channeling.
So channeling, for anybody new watching the game, channeling is a blast of power directly from a holy person's gods. So a cleric or paladin. Not that we really use those terms, although paladin is an in-world term. I mean, Brise does think of herself as a paladin, whereas, kind of idiotic in most role playing for someone to go, "Oh, I'm a thief." That's really kind of idiotic. No one's walking around just stealing stuff all day and then deciding to go adventuring. I don't think any of that has ever made any sense.
Although, you know what I will a counter argument to that is that paladins are a very specific historical figure. I think they served under a Charlemagne or one certain English king. So theoretically,
Yeah,
we've broadened the use of paladin. But I agree, it's the one that makes the most sense out of all the classes.
As the cleric is one that I allow the use of by players because cleric and paladin both require formal education. there's actually a
Right.
formal system of training, whereas all the others, none of the others have that. And so, like a ranger, no one goes,
School of
"Oh, I'm a
Thieves.
ranger." Yeah. I mean, thieves do. I just don't think adventuring thieves do. I don't think the
Yeah.
thieves who are actual thieves go adventuring. Uh, I just think that's idiotic. They want to take out a merchant and grab his sack of gold. They don't want to. Oh, let's go face a dragon. No, thank you. I'm fine taking on
To
merchants.
be fair, that's how most thieves are played in D&D. They do just take advantage of the party and steal all their stuff.
All
It's
right. I
it's
mean,
almost as if they're like a special type of thief that hangs around adventurers, high risk, high reward.
yeah. And I've always thought that is dumb. So if people just tell me, well, I just like sneaky characters. I'm like, okay, you're a sneaky character. You have lots of skills like that, but you don't think of yourself as a thief. You know.
Anyway, we're getting off topic. I think I would want to use the Allertag crystal simply because one, the channeling, I don't know if it's going to hurt me. Two, if I do something wrong with it, it could, tear me from the wall accidentally, or I don't even know where I am. And then three, I would still need to do another teleport, which could also have risks associated with it.
So
So
you're going to use the crystal.
I think so. It just
All
seems
right.
safer to remove me from this situation, and then we can reevaluate once I'm in the Unmath.
All right. Roll to begin stretching these things out.
All right. 11.
That is no
Stretching.
good.
Well, do I need to? I have the necklace. It's a necklace. So is it already touching me, or I
No,
don't
you
know?
need to touch it because otherwise, I have to make it a very conscious act, right? A very conscious touching act with your skin.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, my thought is because I think all this stuff through a lot, as you know, and so otherwise you would, be otherwise you would be thinking, should I go to the Unmoth and like what would that be like? And you try to imagine going to the Unmoth, right? Based
Yeah.
on the description, and then you go.
Yeah. Or you dream
It's
about
to
it.
prevent accidental usage of these items
Right.
that I make them very deliberate in use. Um, so no, the torso ones seem a lot tighter. Um, you listen again. You try working your leg ones. You're getting a lot of play in your legs.
Mm.
And your opinion of your strength, right? I mean, you think you're quite athletic generally, but
Mm.
particularly in your strength, you feel as good as an athlete. You're certainly no longer the wealthy, spoiled farm girl. You've always been stronger than your peers, um, and so you are getting some play in the legs now. And so I'm going to give you, these strands are all connected. I'm going to give you another shot to work the torso ones.
Okay. 17.
Jesus Christ, man.
Brise is she's not having it today.
No. Maybe the poison has weakened you, but not incapacitated you. Is one thought that crosses your mind? Well, your hand is definitely freer. Your waist is definitely freer. Like as you move your legs, you don't want to move them too much to attract attention. Um, um, and it's clearly loosened some, like just above your hand, but you can't make it up to your pearls to make contact.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So, well, where? Let me 1 second, because the other Alatag crystal was a greater risk, but that one would be in my sack, which is back at Meagral. So, mine.
So you could try to cast a teleport. It is just super high risk. Like the negatives against you, you are doing a silent cast. That alone is -25,
Yeah.
and getting a low roll. You know, when you're penalized for spells, getting a low roll we count as a fumble. I mean, it's dangerous to mess around with magic when you're not in decent shape. But this is a time to do it, I guess, if that's of interest to you. The other thing is the channeling. Um,
Well, how would I do a little bit of knowledge here? How long do I think until the spider's going to feast on me, right? If it probably wants me alive, right? So might be pretty soon. Any stories of giant spiders? Like how long do they usually wait until they take their prey?
so, um, you did have or probably overheard a tale in and in since you've been adventuring these few months of a guy taken this way who escaped. Um, and he survived because it was a couple of days before he was fed upon.
Oh, okay.
And it, like you, he sort of put his survival to the fact that um, his body simply overcame the poison, and so it didn't incapacitate him and then kill him. And then that allowed him to eventually work out an escape. But I just rolled a double aught for a reasoning roll for you.
Thank you.
Um, it's, but you figure you know that this spider is hungry,
Mm.
and so um, he's gonna be looking to eat as soon as he can, is your guess. Now, the thing is that the poison hasn't worked on you. If he sees movement in you, he's probably gonna bite you again.
Exactly. So it's pretty
And you're
risky
gonna have
to
a
keep working
right.
myself
I mean,
free.
it means you've got some time, and that he's clearly waiting for the poison to take full effect. And so it certainly sounds like you've got minutes, maybe hours.
Right.
But you don't know that you can risk hours.
Hmm.
It's only been a couple of minutes so far, 3, 4. Um, he is passing by just every now and then. He's still very chipper. Um,
The other thing I have at my disposal is a miracle roll, but I feel like that's like if everything goes wrong, then maybe I'll
yeah.
use that. Um, I have a good idea of what the miracle roll could be, but I'm going to save that for if I actually need it. Judging by the fact that I still have a couple of minutes, let's just try to keep working myself free and try to make more progress towards freeing my mouth, and getting my hand, um, up to that crystal. Um,
The other thing is the crystal does have some edges to it,
oh,
and it does end in a point.
hmm. Might be easier to reach for that than my dagger. Yeah,
Uh, Obi-Wan has a observation for you in the
everything
chat.
has gone wrong. Yeah, but okay. The idea for my miracle roll could make things worse. That's the thing.
Then amend the miracle roll. That would
I
be
guess
my
so.
thought.
I guess so. Uh,
Um, Dang, I mean, there we go. Sorry. Trying to get I usually adjust our volume slightly at the beginning. I forgot to, so I'm trying to do that now. All right. Um, well, what is your possible miracle roll? And
well,
again, for any new viewers, I'll allow one miracle roll per session. You ask any question you want, you roll, you get a double aught. Yes, it's a D100 roll, but you get a double aught, and I've got to make it come true. So not a lot of ands and ors and stacking this stuff on. Single question, single answer. What's your question? What are you
Well,
thinking about? Anyway?
someone showing up, Deus Ex Machina, to basically save me, and the most likely person would be Verilag. Somehow knows I'm in trouble and would pop in and just destroy this thing in one hit and then free me.
Now,
Or we could say some other adventurer noticed my bird maybe by the mine and walked in and.
Well, you don't worry about the explanation. I have to explain it. But another adventurer shows up and saves you.
Exactly.
Did the Trinidos give you anything? They gave you stuff against demons, didn't they?
Exactly. These little leaf packets that I'm supposed to just throw at demons, and it apparently works well against them.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's a bad miracle roll. Do you think it's time for the miracle roll, or do you want to keep considering other things?
Let's just try the miracle roll. If that works,
All
that
right.
would be pretty awesome, because then I can fight this thing with another. Well, or it'll take it out. Whatever. I just think that would be cool if another person came in and saved me. So,
okay.
Here we go.
Oh wait. We better get a drum roll going. Hang on. We got to have a drum roll. I mean, it's a miracle roll. We need a drum roll.
It is.
I can't wait for us to get just slightly more people watching us regularly and then doing the drum. That's going to be fun. A little participation like that. So, gang, let's line up the drum roll. Boom. There's Obi-Wan Karen.
Drum line. Quinn with some
and,
equal. The drum rolls and the crossbones cancel each other out, but I'll take it. So.
That's right.
And that is a 92.
Oh man, nice, but no cigar. Thank you guys for the drum rolls. Let's all right. Well, while you're just hanging around, and on the web, any other ideas you want to try here?
No. I keep looking through my items, but all the things I've got, I can't really call to mind. No. I've got the bowl of summons, but it's the bowl of summons. That's a wire. It's like a metal wire. Could that be of any use?
Oh,
they're not sharp, not like spiked. They're just runed. So,
right. You could So the idea would be, would you? Right, sort of cut through it like I don't know how you would wrap it around something.
Exactly, yeah.
Roll for me. I'm going to give you a reasoning roll here.
45.
Well, with your bonus, that's not terrible. If you were near enough another carcass, a shard of bone might work.
Oh, yeah.
For that matter, I guess a shard of rock would work.
Yeah.
Your hand is definitively can touch the wall and its webs. It's only spottily covered in webs.
Any loose rocks I can pry out?
You do find a loose rock. It's of considerable size that you can work free. Your fear is debris falling from the rock and making a noise. Right. But there is a rock. It feels like it's coming loose. It's larger than you would expect to be like super sharp, but it's something, but it may attract attention. A Chardonnay work. It's so weird.
Chardonnay. Well, I think it's the best bet I have. So I would grab the rock and then use it. Do I still want to teleport or still working on the Aller tag? If I'm going to cut away, I think I should try to focus on teleporting then. Just freeing my mouth to able to say the words of the spell, and getting outside of the mine. That's my plan.
Oh, geez. If you teleport, roll for me.
23.
Okay.
I have an idea. Does it have anything to do with the magic sucking trees?
Well, I don't know what you're. No, well, I mean, you can have an idea. I'm not preventing you from having ideas. What idea do you have?
Well, I've never mind. I answered my own question because I cast light earlier, and the light did work. So it's not like magic doesn't work in the vicinity of these trees. But I remember that I cast a spell on the tree, and that it seemed to absorb that magic. So I don't know what idea that I was going to have that I didn't have. So I'm not going to.
Yeah, I understand.
Think about it. But that's my plan, to pull the rock loose and cut enough space to say a teleport spell.
Things definitively clatter down the wall.
Oh, man.
And you sort of clutch the rock and you just stay still. You hear the happy, I would say, little spider, except that it's not little. You can hear
Is it singing the itsy bitsy spider crawled up the evil tree?
That's right. It's you could hear it pass, and it's going more, and it stops and looks around. You can feel sort of its body move. It's clearly looking around. Now you're of course blind.
I yell, "Over here, sucker!"
It's below you. You can tell. Because that's where the debris fell, and apparently, of course, like every spider, it can really sense shit.
Okay.
It doesn't move for a long time. It is silent for a long time. And of course, your fear is it is just watching you.
Mm-hmm.
A minute passes. You can feel it definitively moving towards you very slowly. What would you like to do, if anything?
Nothing right now.
Man, I don't know if I even give you a shot at this or not. It occurs to you that you have to stay relaxed as possible, even if it pokes you, even if it moves you, no matter what it does. Like, you can't react. It taps you with a claw. Roll to remain still and not, because it's just startling. You can't see when it's coming.
Just tell me, do I need a high roll or a low roll? It's like self-control, or how much do I startle? Just so I know.
This is you controlling yourself. So it's success at controlling. On a scale of 1 to 100, how well do you do controlling yourself?
I do a 94. Okay.
No problem. It takes all of your might. And it goes, and then moves away. And you let out your breath as slowly as you can.
Oh my gosh.
You give it several minutes. Um, all right. You start feeling around the rock. It's a big lump. There's almost nothing sharp about it. You think maybe it's a clod that I can break up and find sharper pieces, but no, it's one unyielding piece, relatively round, you know,
Yeah, it's not going to really cut through anything.
and now you need to put it back.
Yeah.
You know what? There's room within your webbing to just, you've loosened some around your waist and you
Yeah.
can just jam it within the webbing itself.
Or if I just put it in the pouch. So, well, I need one hand to open the pouch, I guess. Yeah, I'll just stick it in the webbing.
So you kind of jam it in there. It's hard to tell if there are gaps in the webbing that's going to fall through, but you've done the best you can. You kind of gingerly let go. You're ready to grab it. If it falls, it's fine.
Okay.
Now you can keep digging in that hole.
Right.
I mean,
if I dig in that hole and some more stuff clatters, I think I just have to try a teleport then. Because then at that point I'm giving away.
yeah. Although, again, you still have the channel.
That's true, yeah. That one's, I don't know how I feel about that though.
Is there anything sharp? Because it doesn't have to be a blade, right?
I'll do one more look through my inventory, yeah. So the only pouch I have access to right now is the small belt pouch, which has papers, spectacles, sophistication, potion vials. Is the Crystal Mage Adventurers Guild badge sharp? Is it metal?
It's metal. It's fairly, it's a fairly cheap metal. It's probably tin or something.
Yeah.
Could you sharpen it against the rock?
I also have the Eternal Lantern Adventurers Guild badge. What about that one?
Well, it's not going to be. It has a one of the badges. You can't tell, of course, by touch.
True. Yeah.
One of the badges is sharper. Yes, it feels like it would have a chance. It's worth a try. You feel.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Yep. Yank out whatever badge feels sharper and start doing that. That's the adventuring guild I'm going to stay with from now on.
They saved my life.
Oh my God.
You find that it's a Swiss Army badge, and all these things just swing out of it. All right, roll to see your success at cutting.
63.
One comes loose. You cut through a strand. It's slow going, but it has worked a little. Just keep going up your torso.
Yep.
You pause every time you hear movement, of course. You sort of try to, you move your feet a decent amount. You've got about a foot of clearance with your feet.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to position yourself and turn yourself slowly to face the rock so that the strands aren't visible popping. And it's not, it's not clear at a glance that you're cutting yourself free.
Right. Oh, this is so tense.
You reach the crystal. It does have a lovely point on it. Do you want to use the crystal to escape? Do you want to use it to cut?
Man, I know I'm gonna fumble this teleport. It's like the thing is just on my mind. Oh. Okay, Brise is confident in her spellcasting abilities. I'm gonna use the crystal to cut to free my mouth, and then we're gonna try to teleport out of here.
It is much faster. Bip, bip. I mean, it's going through them. So you're now just in a rush because you can tell now that they're sagging around your waist. There's no more hiding the fact that you're free. Roll, you're just going to try to tear free, and hopefully the lower ones will support you and keep you from falling.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny. I was making fun of Lord of the Rings earlier, and now I've just happened in The Hobbit. I've just gotten trapped in this stupid web. That's what I get. 25.
Yeah, that's another round. Oh, geez. From across the cavern, you hear a hiss of alarm. And no, pretty, pretty. And there's no doubt it is dashing across the wedding. You have got to be very fast. You have got to try to wrench this stuff off of you and either fight or flee.
Well, yeah, I am going to. Fighting is not an option. I haven't even have any weapons besides just a dagger and bola. So it is. Do I have enough time to do that and do a teleport? Do I think, or should I just do the Allertag crystal and risk going to the Unmoth?
You just haven't got a good look at how fast it can move. Obviously, the guarantee is to is the crystal.
Yeah.
The bad thing is that you knew something was on your mind. It's going to break your link with Laula.
Oh man, you're right. Ugh.
And then you'll be in a strange place and out of it for weeks.
I didn't think about that. Damn it. Why do I keep forgetting about my familiar?
Now, the other option, you could spend a point on light, aim it blindly over there, startle it, and try to shred this stuff off your face. Go for the teleport.
Yeah, I can't risk that breaking the bond with Laula because that'll be terrible. So I need to do the teleport then. Man, I can't even think about that.
And that was the thing. That was the idea that you didn't think of.
Yeah.
The point.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having Brise think about that.
Well, I roll. You know, I just roll.
Yeah.
Periodically. Whenever you have an idea and I don't hear you mention something, well, then I'll roll for your character thinking of it because your character might.
Right. Okay. Well, let's try that then. We'll try to buy me some time with the light spell and then finish cutting and do a teleport back to the entrance of the mine.
Roll to cast.
83.
No problem. A hiss of alarm. Roll to wrench this stuff off while you're cutting simultaneously.
44.
That's enough. You're out. Roll to get your bearings.
91.
You flip around. You are still being supported. You're sort of in this weird, very loose sack now, being supported by strands that go up to the wall. You
Yeah.
flip around. Um, you've got a spot glowing on the far side of the cavern now. You can see the cavern continues actually beyond this opening. Um, and in fact, that opening is too small for the spider to get into. Um, hmm. Which makes it a place you could teleport to and dive into if you wanted to buy yourself time.
Mm.
But I understand your hesitance there.
Yeah, and that would be, I don't know. I'm at 6 power points out of 44. So then I have my channeling helm, which has how many slots left? 1 slot left. So I think I'm not taking any more risks. I got to get out of here.
All right. You definitively have time to teleport out. Where are you teleporting to?
To the entrance of the mine where Laula is.
You don't have a clear sense of it in the moment, but you don't feel like you have a choice.
Yeah.
So you can, but I mean, I don't know. You could do some sort of delaying action. What that would be, I don't know. She's barely within range for your teleport. I mean, sorry, for your bola, and you could summon it back. Um, I don't know. Um, you don't
Uh,
feel great about the teleport now. You're just so
oh,
frazzled.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, if I have enough hands free, could I reach for a potion then? What do I got?
Yeah, you could actually throw a potion of sleep on it. That actually is not a. I mean,
Does that work? I thought you had to drink it. If
I
that
don't.
works, then sure.
Yeah, you have to unstopper it and throw it, and if it strikes them, if the liquid gets on them, that counts.
I am well. Hold on. Where am I? I keep forgetting. I gotta remember these gloves that I'm wearing that are supposed to help me with that.
Fumble. They help
Arm
you.
grease for empty hand, no penalty to thrown missile attacks. So that's probably actually not a bad plan because I would have a pretty good shot at.
I mean, the bola will do damage and could ensnare it.
I mean, he's got so
Although,
many legs though.
yeah, it is obviously one used to snares, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it produces them. So, what do you think?
I'm thinking of
Spider
that sleep.
clearly, and I should say, when you look over there, it's clearly unused to light. Um, that's why it
Right.
hissed the first time. You stopped it dead in its tracks and it retreated some, and so you really did buy yourself a full round. Um,
If we do another light, that might even work longer, maybe.
well, except that its eyes would have adjusted. You know what I mean? So,
Oh, interesting. I see what you mean.
I mean, that's your fear is it's the suddenness of it.
True.
It doesn't care for it.
I'm gonna
So, I mean, you could say,
other
but you
spell.
need to decide because your clock is ticking, and I've got to give the spider an action soon.
I'm looking at my spells real quick. Anything low level?
Quinn's trying to ice your dice. That's a good expression, Quinn. I like that. Ice the dice by calling a timeout just before a roll.
Ha!
Instead of icing the kicker, we're icing the dice.
Ice the dice. My dice are eternally iced. um, then I will. I think I'll try. Yeah, tossing a potion at it. That would.
Any old potion?
Well, the other either that or would an arcane augmentation plus 10 to all spell casting, would that kind of help me, or do you think it's more of just I'm too like frazzled, like you said, too distracted to?
Right, because this is not a spell casting problem. This is there's so much on your mind. There is so much going on. and you're so scared out of your wits and in such a desperate situation that getting a clear memory to use with a teleport spell is just difficult this round. You are trying to
Yep.
focus and watch the spider and try to get a clearer sense so you don't wind up going nowhere, which would be the worst.
Right. Okay, then I think we'll try the sleep potion. See if I can at least immobilize it, or at
Roll
least
to throw.
distract it. Yeah. Chuck that at it. It's a 33.
Relatively motionless target and blind. We're going to call that a hit.
Okay, I'll take it.
And gets on it. So now it falls asleep, but it's a natural sleep, and so it just naturally sort of assumes a sleeping position on its web. It doesn't fall to the ground. And it's asleep, dude.
Really? That works like that? Oh my gosh, Kevin.
Well,
Damn.
see, I try to make these things totally useful. Like,
Yeah. No, I mean that's
so
awesome.
yes, you can put it in somebody's beverage. You can take it yourself if you're having a hard time sleeping. And then, but yes, contact works as well. It's got to be most of the bottle, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And so,
wow.
You threw, it struck the rock just above him and then splashed onto him. So it wasn't a great shot, but it was good enough. And then he rolled his resistance, and it was a 3 that he rolled.
Oh, thank God.
So he had about a 50-50 of resisting it, but he rolled a 3.
Wow. Well, how high up am I then?
You're about 60 feet up.
Oh man.
You're not comfortable being up here, but you didn't even notice it. You know what I mean? Like you knew it, but you didn't have time to be afraid. You were very busy.
Yeah.
You feel like I don't know how much is levitate for you. That would say
no, I can't. I mean, I could, but then I would. Oh, actually, maybe. Good point.
Because you could then go fetch your spear.
Levitate is 6 power points. 6. I have the exact amount of power points to do it. Now, I thought levitate will move up or down. Yes.
And incidentally, the earth wall is gone.
Oh, yeah.
He canceled the earth wall. You know, we're being stupid here. I mean,
par for the course.
Pretty far up. It's about 40 feet up. I mean, it would be great just to kill this damn thing.
Yeah, if I just get my spear and aim it right at its head, that's what I was thinking of. If I can fetch my spear quietly.
Right. So levitate over there. Well, levitate up out of your silk pajamas, if you'll pardon the pun.
Yeah, exactly.
And then levitate down.
Exactly, yeah.
And then, bite the bullet and levitate back up near this thing and just finish it.
Let's try it.
All right. Well, Quinn, does Quinn have any opinion on you not leaving immediately? I'm wondering. I'm curious.
Of instead going toward the spider again.
All right. Roll the cast.
21.
Okay, not great. More tiring than you want. It's 8 exhaustion.
Ugh.
You are really weary, yes. Spider still sleeping away, no problem. You levitate. You think, gosh, it's so quiet when I levitate. I'm not even going to walk. I'm just going to hover over the ground.
And I need to kind of push myself along, right? But
right. You sort of do it across the. Yeah, so you just go along the thing. You pick up your spear.
Pick up my. Let's kill it first, and then I'll find whatever else. So cancel the light on my spear. That's important.
Sure. Well, why? I mean,
because it might wake it up if I approach it.
It's already got light in its face.
Does it? Okay.
From where you cast that one against the far wall.
Good point.
So, now the entrance, if you call the entrance, say 6 o'clock, you have light at about 4 o'clock, and you have light in your hands, and you have light at about 11, no, about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's where you've cast it. The benches and all that sort of stuff are at about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, drift on over and up. You're passing through the tree. You notice there are very few webs in the tree. And what webs are there are actually looped over. They're not stuck.
Hmm.
That's right, Quinn. He put the spider to sleep with a sleep potion. By the way, erase that sleep potion.
Yep.
And he has retrieved his spear, Quinn, and now he is headed to the spider.
Going for revenge.
And you go over there, and you plant that thing right between its eyes.
Fantastic.
And then it just falls to the ground.
Ooh. Ooh-wee.
So, wow.
Now I retire from adventuring.
Man, that was messed up. All right.
Yeah.
I think it's a great time for a break.
Well, I was gonna say it's 9:10. We have like 20 more minutes until we might finish.
Oh, do you want to call it tonight and thank everybody?
Yeah. I could go for 10 more minutes if you want, and then do that.
Okay.
Or if you want to call it now. But yeah, I think we don't have enough time for a break. It seems like.
Well, do you wanna?
We could just take care of some really like quick stuff. I want to make sure I get my flail back, my shield back.
Yes.
Yeah.
All easily found. It doesn't seem to have much interest in treasure. You might leave yourself a note if you're interested. There are some of the goblins up here are clearly have bags and armor and things like that. Not all of them, but it's a creepy, grisly task of searching through all that, and you may not. No, the earth wall disappeared, Quinn, while he was trapped in the web, in the cocoon. So you maybe just head out and just. I'm sure you're more than ready for fresh air and.
Yes, I am.
And so on, and maybe you can rememorize the entrance to the cave and then just teleport and just call it a day. I mean, you've got to be worn out.
Yeah. Now it's something. Thank God, this resist curse. It lasts for I think we said 80 minutes, right? So I guess it's been like 30 minutes maybe since I came into this cave. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I wasn't even trapped for that long. It doesn't seem.
No, I mean it's probably closer. I mean, it's hard to say.
Right.
You would probably feel a sense of. You would know that when it's near time to cast it again or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But you're certainly you're ready for a more wholesome environment after the terror you've been through.
I am.
And so that's one of the things they don't do, like in a lot of role playing, right? It's just dungeon after dungeon. You're like, after your second day in the dungeon, you want some fresh air. I mean, it's like being in a prison.
It really is.
You're surrounded by dust and death and web. And
it's like being in the office.
Oh, it is. Yes, very much so. So you sort of work your way gingerly out, I guess.
Yeah. Get out of here.
And you make it out to the entrance. And let's just leave. You want to leave it there, or do you just want to teleport back to the camp?
We'll just leave it there. I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of frazzled myself. Like, teleport
No,
back to what camp? Like, oh yeah, my camp. That's a
right.
sign we should stop. I think we're out of danger for now. So, all right,
Okay.
made it back to the entrance of the cave.
Right. So we're
Laura
actually
is there, I
outside.
assume.
Lala is
Yeah.
okay. She's been, hopping around and eating worms and um, um, nothing seems to have stirred here particularly.
Mhm.
And you plopped out and tell Lola, "Oh, do I have a tale for you?"
Mhm. Open up those birdie ears.
Open up
Let me
those
tell you,
birdie ears.
spin you a yarn. Yes, Quinn, I have learned my lesson about giant spiders.
That they're chumps. That's what we've learned.
Yeah,
Chumps.
that they fall asleep easily.
Um, so,
Wow.
all right. So we're gonna end it here. Thank
Hmm.
everyone for joining us. We appreciate the chat and the mocking always. We hope you enjoyed tonight, episode 15, Brise. Um, and of course, we'll be back. And just thank you, everybody, for watching us and continuing to support us. As always, in the stream, you can find down below the stream, you can find the link to support us. You can find the links to for a character sheet, for personality, for equipment and notes. You'll also see a link there for the artist who works on created Brees caricature for us, the wonderful Elliot Dunovitz. We appreciate that a great deal. Thank you guys for everything. Like, subscribe, and all some such similar buttons. Just click on them randomly. Just click on them like crazy.
Don't click on the report button, though.
That's right. Report for awesomeness, if there's a way to do that. Thank you for everything, guys. Hey, Max, say goodbye to these nice people.
Goodbye, nice people. I was gonna say we should have a thing where it's like, welcome to episode 15, the last episode of Breeze's Tale. Every episode is just the last one because I think it's like 3 times it's come that close to death.
It's been pretty scary.
Thanks for sticking with us through this harrowing session. We hope to see you next week.
Yes, absolutely. That'll be episode 16. We'll see what Brees does, and maybe we'll do some off-screen stuff just to get her back to camp and let her get ready. And when you guys catch up with us, we might already have done some of that stuff. Max and I'll figure that out. So thank you, everybody, and do tune in next week. Same bat channel, same bat time, unless something comes up or my poor sore head interrupts. But thank you guys for everything, and we'll see you next time.